What's up, guys? Welcome to another edition of Extreme Daily Drivers, where we are always balling on a budget and wrenching in our garage. Today I'm going to show you how to create your own block-off plate for your EGR valve, for your FIV, for anything that you want to block off in your engine bay. I'm going to show you how to do one fast, simple, easy, and cheap. So one of the most asked questions that I get, besides what kind of wheels do I have, is where did you get your EGR valve block-off plate or your FIV block-off plate? And the answer to that is I purchased them a long time ago from PreludePower.com. There was a guy who was building a third gen, actually in Orlando, funny enough, many years ago. I think his name was Carlos, and he created a couple of these block-off plates, made them out of aluminum, and he actually sold me 2 of them. So those are the ones that are on the car. So as you can see right there, that is my EGR block-off plate, and I think the guy's name, like I said, was Carlos, and that's probably why I put a big C on it. You can see I removed the studs and put Allen, like polished Allen bolts in there instead of the stupid studs sticking out. So anyway, here is the FIV block-off plate. Let's stick the camera down there so you can see it. So I've actually made a couple for myself over the last couple years. I made one for the bottom of the IAC, which I'm not going to show you today because it's on the bottom. And I've made another one for somewhere else, and I can't remember where that is. But we're going to make a third one today, and I'm going to show you how to do it. Alright, so you see this thing here that says up? That's attached to the intake. That is what we're going to be deleting today. It doesn't do anything. I have deleted all the little vacuum lines or coolant lines that were going to it. No idea what it does to begin with. And since I've basically been running all this time without actually doing anything, I decided I'm going to remove it. So the first thing we're going to do is grab 2 10mm bolts and get that guy off of there. Well, I can tell you that wasn't fun, but we got it removed. You see down there, it's gone. Here it is. Comment below if you know what this is, or you know what it does, or whether or not I should leave it installed, because like I said, this has been doing nothing for quite some time. So anyway, the first thing you're going to do is you get yourself a piece of aluminum, something like this. I got this at Home Depot. It comes in several feet. It comes in several different thicknesses or gauges, whatever you want to say. I do have another one somewhere around here, but I always have little pieces of it just kind of stashed around the garage because it's perfect for, you can see that one's much thinner. They're perfect for making just brackets or block-off plates or anything that you need to make out of aluminum. It's really inexpensive. I wish I knew where my bigger piece was, but I have like a really bigger piece that's a thinner gauge. So you could also use, you can see much thinner gauge, something like this as well. And this is also a little wider too. It may be a little bit more than an inch, maybe an inch and a quarter or something like that. Anyway, Home Depot or Lowe's, they'll all have this stuff. Perfect for this application. So the first thing we're going to do is we are going to basically put that guy down there, grab yourself a Sharpie, and we're going to trace the outline of the kind of little base plate there. So once that's done, you'll have yourself a little template like that. And now we're going to go ahead and grab a Dremel and cut that and file it down so it looks nice. If you're going to be using one of these, make sure you got safety goggles on. There isn't a tool on the planet that is more disappointing than a Dremel. Boy, this thing is so annoying. Even with a brand new cutoff wheel, stupid soft aluminum is difficult to cut. Gosh, it's too hot for this crap. Alright, so in hindsight, I should have used the thinner piece of aluminum that I had. Look what we got. It looks like crap right now. We're going to go ahead and yes, we're going to use the Dremel. We're going to grind these edges down and make it nice and smooth and round. And this is like the first 90-degree day that I've actually been here in the little garage here, and man, it's hot. So there's our victim. He'll live to fight another day. Let's get this thing filed down and clean it up. So here's where I got with the file. Just using this. The Dremel made me so angry that I decided to try something different, and I think it did a good job. Pretty happy with that. I mean, it can be better, and I'll make it better, but the rough shape is there. So let's go see now how it looks on the car. Boom. Okay, so we got our drill, we got our piece. This is the screw that was in it before. I want to find a bit that's a little bit bigger than the diameter of that little 10mm bolt. So this 7/32 should work. And before I start drilling, I'm going to go ahead and make 2 little drill points, or a place for the bit to sit into with this little guy. This thing's pretty cool. I got this at SEMA a couple years ago. And the way it works basically is you hold it against the metal, and it's a big spring here in the middle. And you stretch it out and let go, and boom, it makes a hole. So you hold it at the bottom, stretch this, and then let go. And it puts a little hole there for your bit to grab into. One down. Okay, so I made these holes a little bit bigger than normal because in my experience, no matter how much I measure, when it comes to lining holes up on a piece of aluminum, that's always a little bit off. So let's see here. It looks off. Shocker. This strut bar is really annoying. You know what? There's a better way to do this. There's a better way to figure this out. Boom. So if that one's lined up, we're way off there. The good news is there's lots of meat left on that side, so we can make some adjustments. Like I said, when it comes to drilling holes in aluminum, this kind of stuff happens all the time. Alright, so check it out. Block off plate, success. I just have bolts sitting in through this old, whatever this thing was. And yeah, fits good. So now we can do whatever we want with this plate. We can paint it, we can polish it. What am I going to do with it? I don't know. Haven't decided yet. So I've been hitting this with various grades of steel wool. And that's what we got. It's nice and smooth. I mean, it's killer smooth. It feels like a nickel. But yeah. These stupid scratches here, the Dremel slipped for 2 seconds and created that. Now if I was a perfectionist and I was all worried about it, I could like buff this or sand this with just sandpaper. And I actually would do that if I had sandpaper, but I don't know where my sandpaper is. I haven't really found anything since the move. So, you know, run what you brung. So steel wool it is, and I'm pretty happy with that result. So I'm going to grab some bolts and we'll go ahead and install this block-off plate that we just created. So these are going to be the bolts that I'm using to complete the theme in the car with all the Allen head screws. And before I install this, on the back side of it, whoops, on the back side I'm going to install some liquid gasket maker just in this area here, because whatever this thing is, it is blocking off 2 holes on the intake. So I'm going to make 2 round globs of that ultra black before I install it, just in case it does need to be completely airtight and this surface is possibly not 100% flat. That should make up for any kind of surface inconsistencies. So there you have it, guys. Doesn't that look a lot better? Look at all the room in there now. You can actually see my crappy paint job on my fuel rail, but you get to see my upside down injectors. It's much cleaner back there. So that's it, guys. I hope you enjoyed this episode. Making a block off plate, super easy. It's a little time consuming, and if you have a Dremel, you're gonna get angry at it. But other than that, it's pretty simple. Comes out looking nice. And by the way, the car runs fine, idles fine. I started up and checked it out just to make sure. But thanks for watching. We'll see you next time. Check out the website, extremedailyDrivers.com. Hit me up in the comments if you know what the heck. Let me know what this is. And what does it do? Even on a normal car where everything's not deleted, please tell me what this does. I'd just love to know. But anyway, that's the show. Thanks for watching. See you next time.